So are you getting dentures and have a lot of questions, or is that a consideration that dentures are a possibility? Well, I'm going to go over things to expect for the process of getting dentures. I'm currently 2.5 weeks from getting dentures, but I'll explain that as we go. So the first thing you do is, of course, find a place to get your dentures made and done at. You have your local dentist that may do it. There are big chains like Affordable Dentures that will do it also. A lot of choices. Normally the big chains like Affordable Dentures are probably going to be cheaper than a small dentistry, but it really depends on each practice. And getting dentures made and the cost wise will depend on what you need to have done. So of course, the more teeth you have to have pulled will make the price go up. I had 24 teeth pulled and got immediate dentures, and it cost me $1,400 after insurance. If I did not have insurance, it would have cost me $3,000. And of course, dentures, there are many types. You have the immediate dentures, you have snap-ins, implants. There's so many different options to get. The regular standard immediate dentures are the cheapest. If you go with snap-ins, implants, or whatever, it's going to cost a lot more money. From what I saw, $8,000 plus. Most of them were over $10,000. Just depending on where you go, but it's a lot more pricier, but it's a lot more convenient. Now, once you find the location where you're going to have your dentures made, they will set up your appointment. Now, some places will set your appointment up days in advance to get your first impressions for your dentures. The place where I went did it all in the same day. So at 8 a.m., I went in and had my impressions done. So it's basically taking these plastic, like cups almost, filled with this gunk. They stick it in your mouth. It hardens after a few minutes, and it gives them a mold of your current bite. And this will allow them to make the dentures. How it basically works is they make a ceramic mold of your bite. They will grind off the teeth, and that's how they will construct your immediate dentures. Once that's done, then you're ready to have your teeth pulled. So mine, I went in at 8 a.m., got my impressions. At 2 p.m., I went in and had my extractions done. So once you go in for your extractions, each dentistry will have different options for having them pulled. You can be put to sleep. They can give you like laughing gas, or they may give you the option of a relaxing pill. My dentistry didn't do the laughing gas. They gave the option of the relaxing pill. I was really anxious, and I decided to get the pill. So I had to get there an hour before time to take the pill at their office, and had to have a driver. And then once the hours passed, they took me back, numbed me up. And if you had teeth pulled before, you know that the numbing part is the biggest hassle. It is not pleasant. That's the part that hurts the most. Once you are numb, then it's just the process of them pulling the teeth out, which is usually a lot of pressure. So I went in, had the medicine. I almost felt like I was drunk. It was just a weird feeling. I felt tired. I was just out of it. But I remember the whole procedure, but it definitely relaxed me. So they pulled all my teeth. They immediately threw my dentures in and then sent me on my way. So for the first 2 to 5, maybe even more hours, you will have bleeding. So for a while, you'll have bleeding. You're not supposed to spit. drink with a straw, the standards things that happen when you get teeth pulled. The big thing is they'll give you pain pills. Keep up on these and take them as instructed. So keep up with the pain pills. Take them when you're supposed to, or you will regret it. I was given a Percocet to take every 4 to 6 hours as needed. I was taking those every 4 to 5 hours. Between taking those pills, I was also taking ibuprofen to help with the swelling. You're instructed to do ice on your face, 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. So I had multiple ice packs. I would do one side for 15 minutes and then switch to the other. And I did this for the first 24 hours as much as possible. After 24 hours, you will go back for a follow-up appointment. So at your follow-up appointment, they will just double check and make sure everything looks good from your extractions. So every place is different. Some will say after 24 hours, you can take your dentures out at night to sleep without them. Some will say 48 hours, and I've even seen some say 10 days. Everyone's different. Follow with what they instruct. Now, mine said after 24 hours to take them out. So I did that, and that night, my swelling increased so much that trying to put my lowers back in, it was not possible. So from day 2 till now, currently day 16 or 17, I have not had lower dentures in. And you may have noticed that, you may have not. Luckily, it's not too noticeable. It does affect my talking some, but I'm dealing with it. I had to have my dentures adjusted, but I also had some bone spurs, which you can get when healing. If you get a bone spur, you'll basically notice that you have a hard piece of bone or tooth sticking through your gums, or it could be under the gums, and it's really painful. So I had 2 bone spurs right here each side, and so I had to go in and have them taken off. And they basically take some snippers and cut them off, and so I am healing from that. I go back Monday, hopefully, and get my lower dentures fixed and put back in. So after your teeth are pulled, you're dealing with the pain, the bleeding finally stops, and you are on a soft diet. So there's only certain things that they recommend that you eat. What I ate was yogurt, pudding, applesauce, ice cream, mashed potatoes, chicken noodle soup, and ramen noodles. The ramen noodles I would break up into fine pieces in the bag before taking them out and boil them. After about a week, I did switch to eating chili because that is more of a soup type and easier to chew. Eating was a struggle for me, not having my lower teeth, but even with your upper and lower teeth and your gums are healing, it will be painful to chew. So you'll want to stick on a soft diet for a week, possibly 2, maybe longer, depending on how much you're healing. And then, of course, you'll slowly introduce more solid food into your diet. Day of extractions, you won't have too much pain. But after day 2 and so on, for the first week, you will experience quite a bit of pain. Day 3 and 4 were the worst for me. I experienced quite a bit of pain. One tip I have is that when you go to bed, set a timer or alarm on your phone for when it's time to take your next pain pill. Not ibuprofen, the pain pill. So if you took it at 10, set your alarm for 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock and take it. Recommend this for the first 5 days, because you might go to bed feeling decent, but that's because you're on the pain pill. If you do not wake up and take it, when you wake up in the morning, you will regret it. So on day 4 or 5, I went to bed, I set my alarm, but I slept through it. So I woke up in the morning in pretty good pain, and I wish I wouldn't have slept through my alarm. You'll also be given an antibiotic, and you take those as instructed. Now, after 24 hours, they will have you do a warm salt water rinse to clean your mouth out. Do that 3 times a day. Now, after a few days or maybe a week, your gums will start to shrink slowly and your dentures will become loose. So then you'll need to introduce adhesives to hold your dentures in place. Now, from what I was told by my dentist, is do not use the paste style adhesive on your open sores, but the C-bond wafers are okay. So I use the C-bond wafers on my dentures to hold them in place after about 4 or 5 days when my gums were shrinking, because they get loose, they'll move around, which is unpleasant. So on my channel, which I'll link in the description, is a video on a great adhesive tip of how to keep your dentures in place. There are many different types of adhesive. You have the paste, you have powder, and then you have like the C-bond wafers. My tip uses the paste and the wafers, which the video will show you how to use that. And this works great to keep your dentures in place. And also the wafer puts a little soft pillow-like cushion in between your gums and the dentures to help it feel more comfortable, because your dentures are made from a hard acrylic, and so it's not the softest material. As you start healing with your dentures, you will slowly learn to talk better. You will slur a lot of letters, S's and C's. You'll struggle with talking. It will seem frustrating, and you will definitely sound goofy at first, but you'll slowly get better. And me not having lower dentures in yet has restricted my talking a little bit, but I am doing much better. Now, besides the adhesive, there are other things that you will need for your dentures. So most likely they will give you a case for your dentures to store them in at night. And so you will have the case and you will fill it up with water and store the dentures in there when you are not wearing them. They do make cleaning tablets for your dentures, and these are great to use to clean the dentures. The one I use, you put in the case with water and you put your dentures in there and let them sit for about 5 minutes and it cleans them. Now, besides those cleaning tablets, you'll also want to have a denture brush or a soft toothbrush. A soft toothbrush will work, but the denture brush has the really big soft bristles on the front side, but on the back side it has a little smaller tip to get in the groove of your dentures. If you're taking off of work and you're curious of how long you should take off work, I would recommend 5 to 7 days. Do it over the weekend. So I had mine done on Wednesday, so that way Saturday and Sunday counted as part of those 5 days. I end up taking 6 days off. This will give you more time to recover and stay at home to relax and ice your face as needed. So everyone's different. You will all recover at a different time frame. You may recover fast and easily, or it may be more difficult for you. After the 6th or 7th day, the pain really dropped to almost nothing. A little pain here and there. The biggest frustration was trying to learn to talk and also not having my lower dentures in. Now, after a few weeks, 2, 4, depending on your dentist, they will have you come in for a soft reline. And basically that is putting a new rubber type of coating in your dentures to reform to your adjusting mouth. Your gums are shrinking, your dentures are going to become very loose. I'll put a small clip in here of my dentures before my first soft reline. The top ones would not stay in without adhesive, and I had to use my C-bond paste adhesive trick to keep them in place, because without, they easily fell out. So when you go in for the soft reline, they will take your dentures and put this pink paste in the dentures, and you will put this in your mouth, and they will have you hold it there for 5 minutes or so to form a new liner for your denture. And so now you will have a great suction and great snug fit. So now adhesive or the sieve-on wafers may not be needed for a little while until your gums start to shrink more. You will go back for more soft reliners every so often. Mine is every 8 weeks after the first one until your permanents are done, usually 6 months or more. One thing with the soft reline is that they do have a weird taste. It's a strange taste, but luckily the taste only lasts about a day. So for the first day, you will struggle a little bit with that weird, nasty taste. Eating things, you'll occasionally get a bad taste in your mouth, but it will go away. Some people have been known to get sick when dealing with that taste. I, at one time, about 4 hours after my soft reline was done and wearing them, I did get an upset stomach, but eating a little bit of food, that went away. So these are the things that you will deal with and experience when getting dentures in the few weeks after the process of getting dentures. The main thing I do recommend is to keep a positive attitude. Even if you deal with things like I have, the bone spurs, not being able to wear my lower dentures, keep a positive attitude. Remember that you're dealing with a decent amount of pain for a short period of time to get rid of a lifetime of bad teeth and pain that you could have been experiencing, the reason why you had your dentures done. So besides staying positive, you also need to be patient. It will take time to heal. It will take time to get used to your dentures. It's weird feeling to have this denture in your mouth with this hard piece going on the roof of your mouth. So when you lift your tongue up, you're touching that instead of the roof of your mouth. It's a weird adjustment. Talking is very strange, but you will get better at it, believe me. My first few days talking was very bad and it wasn't very clear, but I stick with it, I practiced, and you'll slowly get better. So stay patient, be positive, and it will be all worth it. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped in any way. If you have questions, ask me in the comment section below, and good luck to you.